Pain heals. Chicks dig scars. Glory lasts forever.
Unrivaled. Deep breath. Let's start that again. Take two. Unrivaled is on life support, but could this be a boon for the WNBA negotiations since you may no longer have Napheesa Collier and Brianna Stewart trying to destroy the WNBA to benefit Unrivaled since Unrivaled is going to fold? Right, a minute. Well, as you know, I did a video on this the other day. And look, I'm not going to do a million Unrivaled videos. I get it. No one cares. That's kind of the point of this video. But I thought, being that it was just opening night on Monday, I've been looking for this because I've been really, really curious because the league should be building momentum, correct? And we had this just the other day with Napheesa Collier, if I can get the sound to work. By the way, I have new information. This is just a quick reminder. This isn't very long, but it's really important. Wow. Okay. Now, look, I apologize if I sound like I'm taking joy from this. I really, really don't mean it that way, but it is very difficult when listening to someone like Nafisa Collier speak to not take joy in what is going on because there's just this arrogance, this entitlement, this narcissism, and I know what it takes to run a sustainable bit. No, you don't. Unrivaled was a gift. You had a bunch of people get on board and throwing money at it to virtue signal about women's sports. You just hit it at the right time and you haven't actually done anything and it's only going into year two and it didn't make any money and you're going to sit there and talk about how you know how to run a sustainable business. Well, let's update that. Here we go with ratings. Have y'all ever seen anything this low? Now this is they played all their games Monday. All 8 teams played. These are the two that were night because a lot of people are like, well, the day games and they're not going to these are the prime time games. Unrivaled, Breeze, Phantom, TNT. Yes, that is 0.04, which 40,000 people. Unrivaled Rose versus Lunar Owls on TNT, 30,000, and on True TV, I think they were broadcast at the same time. So I think we're combining those. So a whopping 50,000 people. Folks, come on. Really? Do I have to say, do I have to say more? Do we have to get into this? Unrivaled cannot survive with these types of ridiculous ratings. That is not even a blip on the radar. 40. Do you remember last year we started getting into the games that were getting like 90,000, 120,000, 140,000 and talking about how bad that is? Do you realize how much money is going to have to go back to advertisers? How much they're going to have to be refunded? And I promise you, media like TNT is not going to continue to just shovel back money to advertisers because no one is watching Unrivaled at all. And keep in mind, we kept hearing Paige, 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 Paige. In fact, I think it was the head of Unrivaled. Just saw the other day. I was going to do a video on it where she talked about just praising Paige and talking about what a difference maker she was, not just on the court, but off the court. She's a cultural icon, blah, blah, woof, woof. Paige Bueckers plays for the Breeze, folks. 40,000 people. There are going to be a lot more people than that at the Philadelphia Eagles game this weekend in person, paying an obscene amount of money for a ticket, paying an obscene amount of money for parking, paying an obscene amount of money for hot dogs and I was going to say beers. Hopefully not. Come on, Philly, settle down. But then again, the Niners actually unalive. The Niner fans actually unalive people in their parking lot. So I don't want to hear anything about Philly fans. Um, but yeah, I mean, 40,000 people. Paige Bueckers, cultural icon, right? She is the it girl off the court as well. 40,000 people. I'm just saying. It's stuff like this just makes it so difficult to support them, so ridiculous. It's just off-putting. You get things like the "Pay Us What You Owe Us" T-shirts and everything. She got to advertise during the WNBA All-Star game for her league, and then she's gonna sit here with this attitude about how she knows how to run a sustainable business. No, you don't. This is what turns people off. Here, I'm gonna let you in on a little secret, all right? Pay attention here. This is really, really important. If you want the women of the WNBA to make good money that they have actually earned, I'm going to give you the secret, okay? Pay attention. This is really important. You two things that you need to do as players. Play like Caitlin Clark. Conduct yourself like Caitlin Clark in public off of the court. I know y'all hate me so much right now, don't you? But come on, everyone be honest. Let me know in the comments. If you had an entire, now obviously there are going to be differences. Of course, I'm not saying absolute clones, but in terms of entertainment value, how the game is played, how she handles public interviews and all of that, y'all know I'm not lying. The WNBA would flourish if an entire league played, and when I say play like her, just the quality, okay, that you wanted to watch these players play the way you watch Caitlin Clark. If you had an entire league like that, an entire league of people that conducted themselves like Caitlin Clark off the court instead of like, I don't know, Alyssa Thomas, DeWanna Bonner, Dejanay Carrington, Angel Reese. You could go on and on and on and on. Kennedy Carter, who, by the way, though, I got to say, should be back in the league. One of the few other players that I actually enjoy watching, strictly from a basketball perspective. That's all you have to do. All of this, the rest of this is nonsense because you can see right here with these numbers. This is why you don't get paid what you think that you should get paid because nobody wants to watch. And until you elevate the product, that's what it's ultimately about, the product. All the other stuff is just noise. We can, I mean, even the likability, to be fair, the whole lot of athletes in the major sports in the NFL and NBA and NHL that people don't like, but the sport itself is so huge and so many fans that that stuff kind of gets lost in the shuffle. So if you just put a product on the court, and clearly Unrivaled is not it. Napheesa Collier does not know how to run a sustainable business. She does not know how to run a professional basketball league. She knows how to be entitled about it. She knows how to pretend that she does. She's wrapped in this little bubble, and it is biting the players of the WNBA in the backside. As Joe Pesci said in Lethal Weapon 2? Yeah, 2, right? They F you at the drive-through. But yeah, this is just folks, this is it'll be, I mean, I guess it could go up, but this is absolutely wild. This is opening night. And one of the other things I kept hearing, I want to finish with this because I talked about the whole Paige Bueckers thing, but about the league itself. I saw so much stuff about how the Unrivaled is so superior to the WNBA in their marketing and their social media and blah blah woof woof and all this other nonsense. It hasn't done what it needs to do. All of that stuff only matters if it translates into butts in seats and people watching on TV. Clearly, that is not the case here. I don't know. I don't know if I've ever. Can we? Let's go up. Look at if we go up. I mean, below deck Mediterranean, 60. I mean, these. You've got Newsnight, the sort. I mean, you've got things double and. I mean, look at this. This is wild. Wild. These numbers. The weeknight. What the hell is the weeknight? I don't know, but it's matching the WM, the Unrivaled. Anyway, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Appreciate you checking this out. Smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. Really do appreciate it. Shout out to the 19. I will talk to you later.